"Our unit captured more than 15 Russian officers," Nemichev said. "We handed them over to the Main Intelligence Directorate. Thus, we replenished the prisoner of war exchange fund to release our guys from captivity." According to him, there was also one collaborator among the captives. He worked in the so-called military administration of Kupyansk. "They say they were recruited from different units. There were drivers, mechanics, and artillerymen," the Kraken representative added. "All of them were thrown into the infantry. Therefore, it is indicative that Russians have big problems now. They do not know where to get people to send to death. Therefore, they gather them in different units and deploy them here. So they're not doing well as it is, and then we come along and spoil the mood some more." It was reported on Sept. 26 that the Ukrainian military had captured Rogvardia, Russian National Guard, soldiers during the recent counter-offensive operation in Kharkiv Oblast. Ukraine said Tuesday that its Kraken Special Ops Unit destroyed a Russian headquarters. A building with Russian soldiers coming and going is seen before it suddenly blows up, as images from the Ukrainian military show. It is currently unclear where exactly in Ukraine the images were filmed. The video was obtained from the Ukrainian Special Forces Unit Kraken along with a short statement on Tuesday, saying, "The artillery of our unit continues to destroy the occupiers." This time the enemy headquarters was struck. The Kraken unit is a special forces unit that answers to the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine but is not officially part of the country's armed forces, operating in something of a gray zone. The information was also relayed by the Strategic Communications Department, Stratcom, of the Armed Forces of Ukraine along with a short statement saying, "Happy Victory Day to all. Glory to Ukraine." Zanger News contacted the Ukrainian Special Forces Unit for further comment, as well as the Russian Defense Ministry, but had not received a reply at the time of writing. Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24 in what the Kremlin is still calling a special military operation. Tuesday marks the 125th day of the invasion. The stuff of legend. You've probably heard the term Kraken used somewhere over the years. In Scandinavian folklore, a Kraken is a hyper-aggressive man-eating sea monster capable of dragging sailors from their ships to their doom. In modern-day Ukraine, their Kraken forces are no less scary, killing Russians by the score and taking back once-occupied sections of their homeland. The Kraken unit is becoming the stuff of legend, one of Ukraine's better-known volunteer forces. Azov Battalion veterans founded the organization on the day Russian President Vladimir Putin launched his full-scale invasion of Ukraine. For those not in the know, the Special Operations Detachment Azov, aka the Azov Regiment and formerly the Azov Battalion, is a unit of the Ukrainian National Guard, established in Mariupol in the coastal region of the Sea of Azov. They were formed as a paramilitary unit to fight pro-Russian forces in the Donbass War. In the past, they have been criticized for their ultra-nationalist ideology which has been compared to German Nazism. In terms of Russian propaganda, the Azov is the boogeymen hiding under the beds of every child in Russia, but in truth, Azov is a fringe political movement in Ukraine garnering about 2% of the vote in the last national election and holding no seats in Ukraine unicameral parliament, the Verkhovna Rada. Today, they are battle-hardened troops, holding out for months under the Azovstal steelworks while the Russians tried to bomb them into submission. The Kraken is commanded by 26-year-old Konstantin V. Nemichev, a political and military figure in Ukraine's second-largest city of Kharkiv. He aspired for political office even before graduating from college and launched a failed campaign to become Kharkiv's mayor last year. Much of his political base comprises the region's rowdy young soccer fans, and many of these young men serve in the military under his command. Now that so many fighters of the Azov Battalion have been killed or incapacitated, the Kraken is slowly taking the place of their nation's best-known band of volunteers. This is not without controversy, as some fighters from both groups have been accused of being drawn from ultranationalist groups, an allegation most Krakens brush off as propaganda. Their commanders acknowledge there may be a few far-right soldiers among their ranks, but claim the appeal of their unit to recruits is that they fight hard and fight often. The Kraken is a unique group that they are not technically part of Ukraine's official armed forces, yet they answer to the defense ministry. It would be more accurate to say that they are a government-backed paramilitary group. And they are not special forces in the same way that Navy SEALs or Green Berets are, though their mission profile is similar. They are perhaps a bit rougher around the edges regarding their tactical skills. They are a parallel with organized partisan units of World War II operating in Russia behind German lines. These groups were equipped and supplied by the Red Army but were under the minimal direct control of the Kremlin. Sources in Ruska-Lozova, a formerly occupied village north of Kharkiv, say the unit has roughly 1,800 soldiers. A fair number of them may be considered to be gym rats, bouncers, soccer hooligans, and the like. Not that there's anything wrong with that, there's not. There's a tough job for tough men. Many of this tight-knit group hung out at a sports bar by the name of The Wall that was bombed by Russian separatists in 2014. 11 people were injured in that attack. These men have history and a united purpose forged by adversity. In recent weeks they have been instrumental in liberating villages in the region north of Kharkiv from Russian forces. The people are grateful for their hometown heroes. One of these men is Anton, who gives only his surname for security reasons. He tells a story of how a young soldier, confident that he could teach the others how to fire a Czech anti-tank weapon, instead blew a big hole in a wall and injured several people. He also speaks of how the Krakens learned to fight by fighting, the best teacher of all. As a result, morale within the Krakens is high.